Alright, I gotta put this out 1 second. Alright, so right now my whole room smells like weed, and I'll have to get the smell out before anyone finds out that I smoked a little bit of this weed cigarette, which it's wet now because I had to put it out, but I'll fucking throw it away. This is for the video. But for Mind Cluttering Day 2 or Part 2, whatever you want to call this series, I'm gonna be focusing on weed today. See, the thing with weed is that weed isn't as bad as alcohol. We all know that. Of course, if you smoke it, it's pretty fucking bad for you. But I don't really smoke it that much. But the thing with weed is it helps with workouts, like recovery after I work out. It helps with a lot of those type of stuff. But even then, weed still kind of fucks your brain over. It's still influencing your mind in a negative way. And not everyone's like me. Not everyone's productive under weed. Not everyone can finish their assignments on weed. Not everyone can get good grades at uni with weed. But not everyone can work under weed. Lots of people can't do these type of things under weed. Most people will sit on their ass and just play video games or watch movies and eat junk food. But again, even if weed does work for you, I still think you should use it in a very limited sense, because at the end of the day, you're not sober. Whether it be with TikTok, YouTube, or anything like that. Of course you could watch TikTok and still perform your business. You can still do everything, and it's the same with weed, right? You can drink your weed beverages or take edibles and everything and still perform under weed. But the major component of that is that really you though? Why do you need this one substance to feel relaxation? Why do you need this one cigarette, this weed blunt or a cigarette, to feel sort of as if a form of relaxation? Your mind should be capable of feeling that relaxation on its own. That's the point I want to argue. Of course, weed isn't that bad for you. It actually has medical benefits as well. It's amazing for relaxation. I'll work out or I'll go to work and I'll come back, my body's sore, everything, and I'll have some cannabis, go to sleep, and the next day I don't have any sort of pain in my body or any soreness. But at the end of the day, it's still a drug, right? You can argue with me all you want. You could be like, no, it's not a drug, it's not this. It's still a drug. It's still an external compound that you're putting inside your body, and it is still affecting and the way you think, the way you act, your thoughts and your thought patterns and your behaviors. It's still affecting all those different things. So I don't necessarily believe that weed in and of itself is a miracle, that it's good for you. Is it better than other drugs? Of course. But it's not good for you. Well, I would like to say this: used under the right situations and circumstances, it's pretty good for you, bro. It's basically God's nectar, right? Social situations, of course I'll have a spliff once in a while if I'm with my boys or they're smoking and everything. I'll do it. I'm not saying that you're never supposed to have weed, right? All I'm saying is that weed usage that I've been going through, I've been a weed user since I was 15, and I've been basically using weed since I was in grade 10. And that weed usage has been very consistent and very regular over the years. And I'm 20 right now, so 5 years of just non-stop weed usage. Before I used to smoke it, then I stopped smoking it. But now I'll take these edibles, drinks, and everything. And occasionally I'll smoke weed. Very occasionally, very rarely. But it's been every single week almost, I would say. I'll find a way, after work, after my last shift of the week, I'll be okay, I need some weed so I can perform better the next day, or I can recover from working. Yeah, so I haven't really experienced life without weed ever since I was 15. Of course, I'm doing very well for myself. I'm still productive. I still work out. I still eat clean. I don't look like a fucking stoner as well. So my room is pretty clean as well, as you guys can see. I'm a pretty functional guy under weed. But then again, it's still altering my perception, right? It's still fucking up my health if I smoke it, right? Even right now, my throat's a bit dry from taking that one drag for the video, which I shouldn't have done, which is pretty fucking stupid of me to do, but I still did it anyways. But yeah, I think weed's like nicotine in a lot of ways for a lot of people, because most people smoke weed, or they'll take the vape pens and everything. Those are extremely bad for you. I stopped doing those around when I was 18. I stopped dabbing weed, and I stopped smoking weed and everything. I just went on to beverages and edibles. And then I convinced myself that I'm gonna quit weed, and then I got onto these like CBD products, which is not a high in it of itself, but it just gives you like that, like it's like someone's like bathing yourselves in like warm water. It's really good after workouts and everything, or it's really good to sleep and everything. Like it actually does help with sleep. CBD I still might use because it just helps with recovery and workouts and everything. But again, when it comes down to like the cannabis, like THC, like the one that actually gets you like fucked, yeah, like I think there's applications for weed, but I think for most part, like for most people, weed's gonna fuck up your life. Is it gonna be the worst thing for you? No. Is it gonna be? It's probably better than cigarettes. It's probably better than alcohol. Like if you have like a blunt or a joint a day, it's better than having a drink a day, right? 100%. But the thing is cannabis creeps up on you. So my story with cannabis has always been that it's crept up to me, rather than I so thing with cannabis is that like it creeps up on you. So you start smoking weed, you're like, okay, I'm only gonna do it once a month. All right, that turns into only once a week or once every 2 weeks. Then it turns into once every 1 week, and then it turns into once every 3-4 days. I've never been a daily cannabis user. I think I do need my break from cannabis. Like I can't like keep doing it over and over again. But then one has to wonder that why do I need this one substance in order to just like feel relaxed and be happy with life, right? Why do I need this substance at the end of my work shift just to like de-stress myself and just to get my body relaxed? I should find better ways to get my body relaxed. I should find better ways to get my mind relaxed. Am I saying that I'm never gonna do weed again? No. I'm probably gonna do weed a lot. Like, am I saying I'm never gonna do weed? No. I'll probably still do weed here and there, and maybe during social situations or some situations where it's like viable, like when I went hiking and I have a joint, it's fine, like it's all good. But I won't be doing weed in the sense that like I'm gonna do it every single week, even month. Like I'm gonna lay off that weed for a bit of time. I'm gonna throw everything out, and my step to actually eliminating my weed usage is going to be throwing out all cannabis products out the window. Where I'm not going to be using any cannabis products from now on, apart from CBD, which is like gummies and everything, which I use for my workout and everything, which is like pretty fucking good for me. Apart from that, anything that gets me like high off the weed, like hell no, stopping that. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be challenging because there's certain days that I do crave weed, because that's always been my ritual. Like Sunday night, I've always done weed, and that's gonna be a bit of a challenge. But I'm gonna lay off the weed this coming year. Not coming year, I'm not gonna say like, oh, it's gonna be a New Year's resolution to quit weed. No, that's not gonna be the case. I'm gonna just cut out weed from today. I'm gonna throw everything out. I'm gonna stop going to the store and buying weed, and practicing self-control, because the whole point of the series is to declutter my mind and see what state of consciousness that I can achieve when I declutter my mind. So for today's goal, it's gonna be that I'm gonna quit weed for a month straight. Just no weed, nothing, no cannabis related products. And then I'll make a course teaching everyone else on how to quit weed as well. So if I can pass this month, which I'll be making regular YouTube videos, and if I do end up smoking weed, if I do end up relapsing, I'll make a video on it. I'll be honest with it. Like, okay, I went 2 weeks without weed, but I'm back to smoke. I smoked a joint, or I took a cannabis beverage, or I took a gummy, or I took an edible, whatever. So I'll be completely accountable with it. I'm not gonna be the type of guy to be like, oh, I quit weed, have a drag, and then be like, oh no. No, I didn't have that drag. No, I'm not gonna be like that. I'm gonna be completely transparent. If I fail, I fail, and I'll let you guys know about it. But that's gonna be my second step. And if you're following along with these series, I encourage you to also quit your cannabis usage if you smoke cannabis. But that's certainly what I'm gonna be doing. So this whole month, I'm just gonna lay off that cannabis, and rather I'm gonna substitute that cannabis for meditation. I've done meditation in the past. I've done meditation on cannabis and everything. But I kind of fell through with it, because when you have weed, you don't really need to meditate. You can feel that relaxation and all that different type of stuff without meditation. But now I'm going to get into meditation. That's going to basically be my replacement for that high. It's like running. Running makes me feel similar to as I would on weed. And that's why I run. And similarly, I'm going to be doing that with meditation. So that's going to be my journey. And yeah,